With all the backlash to Disney's woke Snow White, Rachel Zegler's been in the news for all the wrong reasons, and she was desperately hoping that this weekend that could change. That with her new movie, the Hunger Games prequel, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, that finally she could get some good PR out there. Well, unfortunately, in the lead up to the release, we found out that not only is it the lowest rated movie in terms of critics so far in the Hunger Games franchise, but also was looking to have the worst opening weekend in franchise history. Well, not only is it still on pace to be the worst in history, but in fact, it came in for its first day, Thursday previews, even lower than projections. Box office, Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes slithers to 5.8 million in Thursday previews. To compare that to something that, I don't know, came out last week, like The Marvels, it couldn't even match The Marvels Thursday opening. And The Marvels had a $6.6 million Thursday on its way to a $46 million opening weekend. If Hunger Games is tracking below it, that means this thing might not even get to 45 million. Certainly wouldn't get to the 50 million it's projected, and would by far and away be the worst opening in Hunger Games franchise history. And even for a movie with a more conservative budget like this, $100 million, that's what's been reported, you're still looking at something that needs to hit around $300 million worldwide just to break even at a bare minimum. And when it starts off tracking less than The Marvels, that doesn't exactly bode well. Here's a breakdown. Let the Hunger Games begin at the US box office. Literally, prequel The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is a mouthful too. Like, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That is a long-ass title for a movie. Is poised to underperform industry's projections after Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes grossed a soft 5.8 million on Thursday, a far cry below Mockingjays 16 million back in 2015. Also lower than The Marvels 6.6, lower than Shazam, lower than Sonic 2 and Detective Pikachu, on par with Morbius. Oof. A 40 to 45 million three-day opening could be in the cards. What would be the lowest for the franchise? And like I've said, this isn't, if it opens exactly the same as The Marvels and tracks the same as The Marvels, it's not as big a disaster as The Marvels, considering that movie had around a $300 million production budget, but it could still be a massive box office flop in its own right. Before this, we had never seen a Hunger Games movie that had an opening weekend of less than $100 million. Now you're looking at something that might struggle to crack $45 million, looking to do about the same overseas, probably won't even hit $100 million globally at this point if everything really is that soft projection-wise. Like I said, for The Marvels, which, to be fair, usually the superhero movies do have a little bit better Thursday previews because there's a little more anticipation. I don't know if you can say that for The Marvels, but The Marvels had a $6.6 million opening, opened to 46.1 million total. Hunger Games is tracking behind that right now. We'll have to see what happens on Friday and Saturday to really get a good idea. There's also a couple other movies like the Trolls movie coming out, that Thanksgiving movie that may dig into its box office numbers. But at this point, it's undeniable that we're looking to back-to-back weekends where you have the worst opening in franchise history. The Brie Larson-led The Marvels and now the Rachel Zegler-led Hunger Games prequel. It looks like, as much as she was hoping for good news, a little bit of good positive PR spin, that is not going to happen. And then a Hunger Games prequel, if it does come in under projections, it's going to need to do a lot to somehow avoid being another box office bomb for Rachel Zegler. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.